الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج والمعروفة. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات قصة نجاح من الهند إلى الإمارات منذ 15 عام. Mr. Mohamed, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We are so lucky to be here with you in your company in Dubai. Our team said to you, welcome in our program. And we would like to know about yourself with Mr. Mohamed, when he came to this country at the first time and what he's doing at this moment.
Thank you so much for coming here. Alhamdulillah, I'm here for the last 15 years. To answer your question, I came here to Dubai on 2005. It was something very imaginary moment for me, an unbelievable situation where in 2005 I was finishing my electronics and communication engineering course, and I was sitting in browsing center. They call it computer browsing center. Suddenly I received a call from my father. He said, "Come to Dubai, tomorrow you have to be in Dubai. We have something surprise for you." I didn't know anything else. I never been to outside my country that time. It was something shock for me because in that moment we don't have that much advanced situation and all this stuff. So my father said, "Look at your email. I send you a visa. Come to Dubai tomorrow." I am not prepared. Alhamdulillah, I have a passport. So I have to fly the next day. I reach here, still a surprise for me. I don't know what happened. They keep it very surprise for me. And then on that day, he told me, "Come with me, I'll bring you somewhere." So we went together in his car and he bring me to Dubai Shopping Festival. He said, "Just wait for something, you will have some surprise." It was first time I'm really in this country. That's the first time I reached this country. I didn't, have any idea, what is going to happen, all this stuff. My father really gave me a big surprise. So we went there, and I was just having a casual, in that arena for all this stuff. It was a shopping festival. They moved it to that, festival city area where they were talking about the raffle drawn, all this stuff. Suddenly they called my name, that Mohamed Thameem has won gold in a shopping festival raffle draw. I was shocked. I was so really shocked because first time I'm coming to this country, and when I came to the first day, I'm the winner of gold for shopping festival. What else you can expect? What else you can expect? So as a Muslim, I was so thankful to Allah. But I don't know, maybe like this situation happened to someone else before, but for me, I'm very thankful. So I was really surprised by my father. That moment, I had my mind that, okay, there is something for me in this country. Otherwise, why I have to come, out of, no planning, nothing, suddenly I came. So I was in my dream, okay, there is something in this country for me. I have to do in this country something for me. So from that moment onwards, I really, get to know more about the country, more about Dubai and the ruler, more about what is happening here, all this stuff. So I have been to different work environment. So I started my career as an engineering profession. I was in the country for a couple of years. I was looking for different opportunity, and then I found a job here. After that, I started as engineering profession. Slowly, I moved forward into sales. That's where I learned a lot of sales, taxes, and all this stuff. I've been to different work environment, and during my career, I found my life partner with me. So we started working together, and that's where we were, started work very closely and all this stuff. And then I work in technology industry recently. I worked for almost 10 years in the technology industry. I learned a lot about this. Especially, I was very inspired by His Highness Sheikh Mohamed bin Rashid here, because he's really a true leader, and we really take a lot of inspirational things from him. And I was really surprised, how can a country, become so fast, so fast? Because the way I see him as, this is one of the inspirational thing I like. His point of view is, whatever you do, I want it to be number one. Sure. There is no compromise on this. This is something very unique. I have been to many countries. I have seen many leaders. This is something I feel very unique about His Highness Mohamed bin Rashid. He wants this country to be number one. Doesn't matter whether it is small or big. Doesn't matter being a small country in the overall world map. He wants this country to be stand out. That always makes me also some kind of inspiration to see, okay, why don't me as an individual be part of the country and do something. So during my experience, I have a dream. Okay, why don't we do something for the country, not just working as a normal employee. Also, I have a lot of technology knowledge and experience. So this pandemic gave us a lot of ups and downs to many people. During the pandemic, yes, we were also affected. We were also affected in terms of all aspects of life, in terms of work, in terms of financial things, all this stuff. Alhamdulillah, I got a wonderful life partner. She's very supportive for me. I got a wonderful children with me. They are also supportive with me. Everything you do, you have to have some kind of support. Especially the support comes from your own family. So I have a good family, alhamdulillah. So during the pandemic, when we were affected, especially financially affected, yes, we were looking for all the option. At one point of time, even we have decided to go out of the country to go for good. But during this pandemic, there is it's qadar Allah. Allah's blessing will come some form. So I was searching, doing a lot of online researches, all this stuff. Something always telling me, no, you should not leave. You have been in this country. You have to do something for the country, and you have a lot of experience. You have a lot of knowledge. I give all my knowledge to previous my company, and I was thinking, even my my family were telling me, why don't you do something for ourselves, for yourself, do something for the country, especially the situation. So if you look at the pandemic situation, a lot of companies shut down, many people go out of the country, all this stuff. Me, I see it as a positive aspect. Take this as a challenge. For example, how can we make use of the situation to grow bigger and do something new for the community, something go for a long term. So based on this, we are doing a lot of researches and all this stuff. I come across an article, from His Highness. He said, that's where I got really inspired. He said, we want to support the people who were in the country. We don't want her to give up. And he always says, we are with you. He always says this word, we are always with you. We work as a community. Even His Highness Hamdan bin Mohamed, he also says, we are together. We are together. So that is always, coming back to me, and always I said, okay, that means government is going to support us. So if government is supporting us, why we have to leave? We have to do something for the country. And we have a knowledge, we have a lot of customer who is trusting us. Then that, pushing me more, encouraging me more towards, okay, let's do it. That's how we started the company. And right now we are here.
Mr. Mohamed, before you come to UAE, what you know about UAE?
What I know, UAE is one of the country in the Middle East, and Dubai, as a very well-known city. People always talk about UAE, something unique, something modern, something always advanced and high technology and all this stuff. Being an engineer, I always have a passion to learn and to involve in this kind of environment. So I'm happy, and I'm very thankful to Allah that I'm here in this country.
So Mr. Mohamed, when you come here to this country, so you're coming in 2005, right?
Yes.
2005, it's mean the booming in UAE.
Yes.
So it's, the challenge is very high.
Yes.
Everyone here coming from all the world. So all the engineers here, your colleagues.
Yes.
How you can be special between your colleagues? What's the thing that the companies choose you to work with them?
Okay, being an electronics engineer, that's my background.
No.
So I'm not just an engineer by profession. I also have a skill on creating something unique. So I do a lot of media activities. I do a lot of interaction with the people. I design concept. I work in different well-known entity in the market where I got of course I learned a lot of things during my career, and I did a lot of things with my colleague. I specialize in a lot of technology industry. That's where technology is part of my DNA now.
So, Mr. Mohamed, the first job you find it after how many months or how many days when you come here?
The very good question. Actually, when I came to Dubai, like I told you, I'm not here for a job at that moment. I came for surprise gift from my father. But obviously, I have completed my degree on that time, so I have to see if I find a job. So I have tried a job. It was very challenging because my focus is more on engineering oriented side. If you see 2005, like what you mentioned, it was booming. Not much companies are into engineering specialized activity.
Yes.
My specialty is into RFID tracking, radio frequency identification, like what you see right now, a solid tag, the toll gate, those kind of stuff, NFC kind of thing. That was my specialty on that moment. If you see 2005, people doesn't know these kind of things. So I was so specific. I wanted to focus on those kind of things. It was challenging. It took almost a year to find a job in that particular field. Actually, UAE is open for a lot of opportunity. I got a lot of offers for different industry, but myself, I was so specific. I wanted to do something I'm specialized on. So I waited for that much time. Alhamdulillah, I have a good family with me. My father supported me.
Alhamdulillah.
We were very close. Unfortunately, he's not here with me to see my growth. It's Qadar Allah.
2005 to 2008 now is the booming, then crisis. Change the world.
Yes.
Crisis let you change your job. Crisis let you meet your wife first time. Like 2008 you meet your wife or future wife as a colleague.
Yes.
So how did you meet her, or what was her position in the company and what you was doing in the company?
That's something very interesting. Again, I'm very thankful to Allah. Every situation, as a Muslim, I take it as a blessing.
No.
So 2008, yes, you are correct. I was into sales, so I was doing technical sales work, and my wife joined as my colleague. I don't know much about her because she was like my normal colleague. So we were working together, and after 3-4 years, let's say around 2012, the crisis already started in those period, and it was very challenging environment, challenging situation, both in work. Yes, I lost the job. She lost the job. Our previous company on that moment unable to continue. Unfortunately, they have to shut down the company. So just like that, we lost the job over the night. Alhamdulillah, again, it's a challenge. So 4 years of together, it's good time to. I feel it's a good time to know each other. So me and my wife, we had a lot of understanding. Alhamdulillah, she supported me. We got married in 2013. Unfortunately, after that moment, the situation goes worse in terms of financial in the market. That's the time where the crisis was very bad. We were affected. We were really go very down emotionally, financially. Being a Muslim, again, I wanted to stress this out. Every challenge is a blessing. So we take this as a positive side, and my wife supported me. I I don't want to be emotional, but at one point of time we even look for charity to survive. Honestly, I have approached a lot of charity, departments here, government, charity. We were very, very down. What to do? We have to take it. As a Muslim, again, we have to take it. So at one point of time, we were very, very down, emotionally very down. We thought we have nothing to do here anymore. Let's go back to our home country, do something. Again, there is something, always keeping us that no, we cannot leave. We have to do something for the country. Even though we are in a bad situation, we have to do something for the country. Almost 3 years, 4 years, no work. But see, now, Alhamdulillah, I feel very blessed. We managed to come over all the situation to now. Of course, because of the blessing of Allah and support from my wife and my family, all this stuff. I really appreciate the government effort, because the government also, whenever there is a crisis, they don't give up. Even though we are expatriate, even though we are not a citizen of the country, the government always support. They do some kind of initiative. That is the beauty of this government. They do some kind of initiative. They have a lot of open opportunity.
Sure.
So we took a lot of opportunity as an advantage for us. We took it. So Alhamdulillah, we got another job after the crisis. Yes, it took time to settle down back. Slowly we got a lot of debt. We got a lot of financially affected. Alhamdulillah, we come across all the situation. We learn a lot. Every crisis, we learn a lot of things. We know how to manage the situation. Of course, every situation has an end. Every situation has a certain turning point. So we found a good company after that. That company I worked for in the last 5 years. They really take care of us. We work very hard for the company. We did very well, and I have to appreciate the support they give it to us as a situation support. During these last 5 years, you can see how the UAE boomed a lot in terms of technology, advancement, everything. So we learned, myself, my wife, we learned all together. So even thank God, even in the new company also, me and my wife, we back together as the colleagues. That's part of our supportive each other. So not only in my company at 2008, until now we are together.
Alhamdulillah.
And even now I opened this company. We are business partner, also life partner. Alhamdulillah.
Mr. Mohamed, so when I talk about the technology that we work, so technology always running fast. We have always to follow up with the technology, and we cannot reach sometimes.
Yes.
So how we can reach for the technology or keep updates every second, because every second there's a new things happening.
Yes.
How we can?
Actually, if you see, that is one of the biggest advantage geographically located in UAE. UAE is one of the very well-known country in the world where technology is implemented immediately.
Even if Japan will try new technology, they try it here before they try it in there.
Exactly.
Yes.
So if you see in general, when you take technology, people talk about the US, talk about Japan, Korea, all this stuff, but they create. Yes, they are very creative. They are very innovative. But who implement?
Here.
Which government support the implementation? So if you see UAE now, compared to other countries, everything they have is advanced. Starts from a metro station, bus station, airport terminal, everything they have advanced. If you see recently, they have opened one of the highest technology in the metro station in the world. They have opened for Expo metro station. This is where UAE is something very innovative. So being an individual person and being a technology person, I always admire and always get inspired how this country managed to do this. Because the ruler is really supportive and they have a very long vision. They're not just a short vision people. They have always a very high vision, and they really wanted to be the best. That is something motivating for you. So what I do as a regular activity for me, I always keep myself updating, look around what is happening in the world. I always participate in international conferences. I join online technology conferences. I participate a lot of learning stuff. So I always keep myself updated. I always keep aware of what is happening in the world. Like what you mentioned, every day is new. Everything is new. So again, every day is a blessing for us. I take it as on the positive side, and take whatever technology available. And keep updating myself, and I always think, how can we bring that technology to UAE? How can we bring it? That is why I wanted to make use of my company to do that contribution to this community.
Sparkslab, the name, more than 6 months, just we try to choose this unique name. You love this name and you're happy. That's when you was explaining for our team about how or what's the meaning of this name. Can we ask you what the meaning of Sparkslab and from where you get this idea?
Yes. So our company is a 4 months old company. When we were started thinking about opening a company, we wanted to do something very unique,
Yes.
something technology based. At the same time, we want something catchy for the people to remember.
No.
The name of the company is something not you can change every time. It's going to be for a long term.
No.
My father always advised me, my father worked here for a long time. He always advised me, when you are here for a long time, you have to have a legacy. You need to have a legacy behind when you are no more here. So when I sit with my family and all this stuff, again, my wife, my children, they were all helping me to figure out what kind of names we can do, all this stuff. It took 6 months for me to figure out the name of my company. I come across a lot of different options for all the name. So it was actually coined by my daughter. And then we had a lot of analysis all this time. So we come to the conclusion, okay, let's go for Sparkslab. So Sparkslab meaning sparks in a lab. So usually when you talk about the technology oriented stuff, so we always have a brainstorming, we always think about innovative, creative and all this stuff. So what we do here as a company, I wanted my company name to represent our business. Just by the name you will be able to know. That's why we were coming up with all this stuff. So if you see spark, when you are talking about something innovative, all these things, that particular moment, some spark will come into you. So I want to have more people around me to come up with a lot of sparks, meaning more creative, and this all happens in a laboratory. It's a digital laboratory. So Sparkslab meaning sparks in a laboratory, short form Sparkslab.
Sparkslab, we can say they are eco-friendly. Sparkslab to change the concept of the events. The one who choose his subcontractors, these people who have to manage this event, so you know them and you choose them and you trust them. How did you choose these people?
Okay, so one of the business model I wanted to, when I wanted to set up the company, being a technology industry, there are a lot of companies around the market. I don't want my company to be one among the 100 companies already existing. At the same time, it's not easy being a startup to compete against those established companies, right? So I wanted to think about something innovative, at the same time something very unique business model where we can do business at the same time helping each other. That's why I come up with this business model. To answer your question, pandemic is really difficult. It is very challenging. Many companies are affected. Okay, as the inspiration from His Highness, you can grow a community not only by yourself. You have to grow together. So this was one of my motivational thing. So I was thinking, okay, how can I grow myself as an individual, as a company, also grow the other people in the market. So in our industry, we have fabricator, we have production company, we have hardware company, we have a media company, we have a technical team. Lot of things are there. So there is always opportunity for everybody. So I wanted to have a company where I can support all of them. At the same time, when it comes to my client, I want to give the best. So as a Sparkslab, what I do, when I have a requirement from a client for any project request, being 15 years in the country, I know who are the specialists in the market, who are the guys, the best guys to do those. So I pick up the best and I define to the client, okay, these guys are the best, and okay, you can go with them. So I grow myself. At the same time, I also bring everybody up. So I work together as a consortium. I'm not a single entity. I'm working as a consortium.
So on the subcontractors, there will be more and more. It's meaning the profit will go down or down. So if I will compare the quality and the price, what you will say?
Okay, one of the main agenda, to open my company is not just making a lot of margins in the business. At the same time, I need to help everybody. So yes, we do business with a minimal margin. At the same time, we wanted to give the quality to the people. So it's balancing. We have a quality and we have a very competitive price. We cannot lower down the price because we are lower down the quality. So we have no compromise in terms of the quality. So we also provide a very competitive price. My specialty as a company, we do a cost consultancy. So we negotiate with the subcontractor to provide the best quality at the best price.
So when I provide the event management, so for between more than 200 different nationalities, so we have to know these nationalities what they need. Yes, they will be together, but everyone have his way of how he enjoy his day.
Yes.
What you do in this part, or how you get this experience to let all of them accept your concept?
Okay, the uniqueness of Sparkslab, to give you a little bit more detail. So there are a lot of event management company in the market, a lot of design consultant, all this stuff in the market. The way I do is, we are imaginative thinkers, meaning we are trying to create something very unique, never been done before, kind of a concept. So we are always updating ourselves in terms of creative concept. At the same time, we pick the best guys in the market, not only in UAE, we can also manage to bring people from abroad who are specialized in the industry. So we have partnership with those guys who are specialized, and it's not a single man creation. It's not just me. There are people behind me. We create, we have a pool of talents with us. So we create an innovative proposal. Based on that, we can give a different flavors to the client. We are not restricting the client that, okay, you have to go with Sparkslab. At the same time, we give our specialty to the client. Okay, how we are unique, how we are competitive in terms of the pricing, how we are giving them the best as what they are looking for.
When I talk about my vision, it's a book for Sheikh Mohamed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the leader of Dubai. His Highness, in this book, he mentioned, or he said what he looking for Dubai until 2070. So leader, and this leader, even if you have a subcontract, so you are the leader of this company, the leader of the event, so this leader, he always have to be number one. His Highness mentioned in the book, it's hard to be number one, but the hardest to stay on the same level. So how we can be always in the top, Mr. Muhammad, and never get any step back in our business?
Okay, it's a wonderful question, by the way. I read a lot of inspirational, quotes from His Highness. Especially, like I mentioned before, this is a leader, something, very unique, something very special. There are a lot of leaders, a lot of people get inspired by, but every other country, they talk about this particular leader, His Highness Mohamed bin Rashid, something very special. Because if you see, from last 20, 30 years, this country is something totally different. People never expected how a city like Dubai, for example, stand out among all the top countries in the world. How? That is something, innovation, something magic.
Who can create Dubai? Who can make Dubai? Yes.
So that's why many people, even when I attended conferences, I meet a lot of, high-profile executive. They were also inspired. Not only me, people outside the region also get inspired by His Highness, because the vision is not something for a short-term plan. It's a very long-term plan. when I know about this 2071 plan, especially about the Mars vision, I work for some concepts also for this kind of projects. I talked to some of my colleagues outside the region when we were talking about some project. They were surprised. How can a city like Dubai, how can a country like UAE can think about 2071 where we are still in 2020, 51 years ahead? How? That is the vision. That is, that is something very unique. Not everybody can think of. We read a lot of inspirational quotes, a lot of inspirational things. The uniqueness here is one of the best thing I really admire His Highness, because he's not just a person who says something, who do it. Because he does it. Whenever he says something, he does it. Because I got one of the, a video from my colleague like a couple of months back. He, as a leader, as one of the high-profile VVIP, he drove his car by his own. No security, nothing. He just go by his car. If you go to any other country, take for example India, take example any other country, and not a person like him cannot go alone. You will see a lot of police personnel in the front and the back and everywhere. That is how people respect him. That is how people admire him. And he show that he is a person, as a leader, show that how to be a leader. That is inspiration for me. As the owner of the company, he is really a true inspirational personality. To answer your question for being sustaining our position for number one is, of course, we have to keep upgrade ourselves to understand the challenges. Being positive, that's very important. His Highness always mention, never give up. Never give up. So if you look at my history, I come across a lot of incident. Alhamdulillah, like I mentioned, every challenge is an opportunity to learn. And this country always creating opportunity. They never stop. They never stop. That is one of the biggest advantage in the country. So keep upgrading ourselves, improving, learning everything. It's grow, not only individual, grow as a team together, grow your colleague, grow, everybody together, grow as a team together, and keep everybody encouraged, motivate, being positive.
For sure, when I talk about an event management company, so Expo, the biggest festival in the world, Expo, it was this year, Corona changed the world.
Yes.
Corona came, everyone sat in the home. Mr. Mohamed and his wife start opening their company. What a crazy guys, what's happening? How was it? You trust your EE, you have this trust, you trust yourself, you know what you are doing, so chance, it's a challenge, it's a gambling, or it was a chance?
Actually, when the Corona started, I believe it was around March, April period. It was going in a very aggressive way. We were really, really affected because of the Corona. We were affected in terms of work, in terms of financial stuff. So, when you stay at home, especially you cannot stay for a long time, right? You can stay for a couple of days. Okay, because we used to work. We are a workaholic. We used to work a lot.
Yes.
But being put up in the home for, more than a week or two, we don't know what to do. We cannot stay at home we have to do something.
Sure.
So, of course, we need financial things as well to run our family. Of course, we need to, as a work, we cannot stay. So we were doing a lot of, thoughts back and forth, all this stuff. Especially Corona, a lot of negativity came, lot of negativity.
Sure.
One is the disease, health issue. Another one, what are we going to do?
Sure.
How can we survive?
No.
Are we really going to die? People thought about it.
No.
We were thinking, how we do, and we never stop. We always check on the things, Alhamdulillah, we never got any bad vibes from the government. The government giving very, very positive support to the people. They never say give up. They always say, okay, never give up, be strong. That motivational stuff keep on, giving us some kind of a thoughts. Okay, at one point of time, okay, let's do something. When we thought about, okay, we work in our previous company for last 5 years, and we are doing very good, very very good, and we have a lot of good opportunity. We were improving a lot in terms of personal thing, also in terms of our work side.
Yeah.
So we thought, okay, why don't we do something for us? So that was like May, June period. We thought, okay, let's think about why don't we start up our own, because we did a lot of things for our company, but why don't we do for our own at the moment? Let's do something. At the same time, this country has something. We have been here for almost 15 years.
Right.
Why don't we do something? Why don't we contribute? Actually, when we started talking about opening a company, many people advised, don't do it. It's not the right time, because Corona is not something easy.
Yes.
Corona may kill you. Also, Corona will affect you badly in terms of financial things.
Yeah.
Many people said no for our decision.
Yes.
But thankfully, my family, my wife, my children, they said, no, you can do it. That was very inspiration, supportive for me. They trust me as a father, as a husband, they trust me. Also, I trust myself. I trust the country. I trust the leader. So we were thinking, okay, keep the negative vibes aside, take as a positive things. And I was doing a lot of researches, all this stuff. I was reading a lot of inspirational things from His Highness. I said, okay, every challenge is opportunity. When there is a challenge, that means you have something to do. That means you have some opportunity.
Yes.
When you solve that problem, you have something to do. So that means you have opportunity to solve.
And you are in the company.
Exactly. When you solve, you have a business. So I thought, okay, let's do it.
If someone passed in his life, so I will ask him, for sure, Mr. Mohamed, you are strong. Your character is very nice. So who made this character? I asked you before the interview, you didn't answer. So I will ask you now. Who made Mr. Mohamed?
Okay. First of all, Alhamdulillah, it's Allah. First of all, because being a Muslim, I have to be very thankful to Allah for who am I at the moment. I grew up at this moment from like this. To go back to my history, I born in a very small village, where we are not rich. We came from very poor background. But my father is already working. My father is my role model. It's everybody says like this, but I really admire. My father is a role model. So he was in the business industry when I was very young. Actually, I grew up with him, and he taught me and all this stuff. And then I'm not interested in doing business in the beginning. I wanted to learn more all this stuff. So when I started, my education, all these things, I wanted to do my engineering. That was my passion. I wanted to learn engineering things. So I learned engineering side, all this stuff. I was a very shy person in the beginning. I was not able to speak properly. I was very, I don't know how we call the term, but people say, they used to say, this guy is not good for public talking. They used to say like that. So I take that, these kind of negative things as well. I said, okay, I need to improve myself. I wanted to motivate myself. I wanted to show that, no, I'm not like this. I can do much more better. So I used to share this with my father. I said, no, I want to improve. My father guided me, okay. Also, if you ask me as a Muslim, the best role model you can say is Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Being a practicing Muslim, I read a lot of things about a character. How can be a good human being? How can be a good father? How can be a good husband? How can be a good employee? Leader. Everything is there already set. That is the best role model I can tell. At the same time, during my growth, during my career, my father passed away in 2012. Until he passed away, he was my role model. I really inspired. He supported me a lot. Until now, even he is not with me, I still admire him. The way he brought me up, the way he teaches me, I admire him. He's one of the main guy, I can tell you more proud of. make me like this.
And he's proud of you, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. At the same time, again, I'm very thankful to my family. You know, when I was very down, when I was financially affected, you know, I have a beautiful wife. You know, she's not the person pushing me in terms of bad vibes. She's always supporting me. You know, my family, my children are really, really blessed. Alhamdulillah.
So behind every businessman there is a woman, right?
Exactly.
What you have to say for this woman? What you will say for your wife who is at the camera?
The only thing I can say is I love her a lot.
Yes.
She's the beautiful person I ever met, and she changed me a lot as a personality. You know, if you see me, I'm sitting here like this. She's the one behind me. You know, I'm very thankful for being for being me as I am this situation. Of course, she's behind me. I'm facing the camera now, but she's behind. But you can see you know, the things happening. Alhamdulillah, I'm very thankful.
Alhamdulillah. And finally, UAE. When I talk about this country, so we have to talk about the peace and safe country. We have to talk about Sheikh Zayed. He is the one who started the first step. Some Zayed, they make UAE #1 in the world. So, what you have to say for UAE leaders and government for this peace and safe country?
Okay, if you see particularly the safety is very, very important, especially now in this Corona situation. I have a friend, you know, in different country, especially I brought up some time in my life in Malaysia as well. So I have friends in different countries. I have even my family now in the Philippines as well. I have friends in India as well. You know, when it comes to a situation like this, everyone is surprised. How come UAE comes so fast addressing the situation? Especially safety point of view. You know, I have been to many countries. Even myself, I've traveled to many countries. You cannot see a safest country like Dubai. Never. You can walk in the midnight, even 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock alone. You are safe.
I don't have key for my home.
Exactly. Just I think just 2 days back. It's a fact actually. Just 2 days back, I was running for a meeting. I left my wallet. I left my home key. I didn't lock the door. I was almost went to Abu Dhabi.
So we have to say thanks for.
So you cannot see such a wonderful, safest country. You know, I'm very happy and proud that the management of this, government is doing very well, and especially I have to make this point very, important. I hope the people who are going to watch this one, especially safety of the women, which is very important. You know, many countries are getting affected for the safety of the women. You know, especially the children, especially the people of determination. These are some of the key things, you know, I have very inspired and admired in this country. They're really taking care of the safety of the people. If you see, wherever you go, there is a dedicated space for people of determination. Wherever you go, there's a space for elderly people. Wherever you go, there's a dedicated place for women. I was surprised, last week I went to one of the shopping complex. There's a dedicated parking for people, you know, for a woman who is pregnant. I never see a country like that.
Sure.
This is, you know, kind of effort this government is giving to support the people here. I'm very thankful to being a part of this country.
And from our side also, we thank you very much, Mr. Mohamed, to be with our team today, and welcome again our program. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Alhamdulillah for everything. And once again, I'm thanking so much for this country. Thank you for your team and you're wonderful here. Inshallah, let's hope a lot of business opportunities will come, and I wish this country to grow more and more. Inshallah.
Inshallah, we will come next year. We will find you with the biggest company here in the country. Thank you very much.
Inshallah. Thank you so much.